A lot of good days ahead of us.
Yeah, a little bit of a cool down, then a warm up, then another cool down ahead. So let's talk about the cool down that's starting to arrive in places like Clayton, Raton, Clovis. A bit gusty this morning. Northeasterly winds with the backdoor front moving on through the tail end of a quick moving storm system moving through the northern areas of New Mexico this morning. 25 to 35 plus mile per hour wind gusts, occasionally a 32 mile per hour wind gust right now in Clovis. Winds sustained from the northeast at 25 miles per hour, at 20 miles per hour in Clayton. Meanwhile, Santa Fe and Albuquerque. Calmer winds this morning for now, but winds starting to shift more from the northwest in the Four Corners. So two cold fronts that we're going to be talking about today, one from the northeast and one from the northwest. It's really cooling off very quickly in Clayton, 39 degrees, eventually below freezing this morning. 49 Clovis, 48 in Hobbs, eventually cooling off as well. 50 in Ruidoso, 47 in Alamogordo, 26 Cortez, we're starting to cool off as well. Meanwhile, 33 in Farmington, 26 in Grants, not super cold out there. 34, it's a colder morning, a calmer morning in Santa Fe. 43 right now at the Albuquerque International Sunport. We got mostly clear skies right now. We can see the light on top of the San Diaz. 41 in Rio Rancho Bernalillo, 36 right now Corrales, 36 Los Lunas, 44 Belen. Temperature still above normal and mostly above freezing across the Albuquerque metro with still mostly clear skies. But we do notice that we are dealing with that backdoor front with these wispy clouds moving from Tucumcari to the East Highlands that will move through parts of the Albuquerque metro much later in the afternoon today and parts of the eastern mountains within the next few hours. And more of these clouds and rain, wet snow activity is that Pacific front. Just going to show though how mild we are, that we're dealing with rain this morning in parts just the west of the Four Corners because of how mild we are this morning. Now, still daily record highs will be broken today in Deming 81. The previous record 78, Alamogordo 78, that previous record 77, and I think near Fort Bayard in Silver City around 76 at least will tie a daily record before the cooler air moves on in. Albuquerque mid to upper 60s to the north, high 40s and 50s from Raton, Clayton to Las Vegas and Santa Rosa. 60s and 70s in southeast New Mexico, not as warm of a day. Places like Socorro to the south and west reaching the 70s and again 80s from record to near record territory across southern and western New Mexico. Mostly sunny in Albuquerque at 66. Not as mild. The winds will pick up, especially later today from the northeast, the infamous East Canyon wind. Now starting with that backdoor front moving through Clovis as we are speaking right now, eventually through Roswell throughout the morning with 30 plus mile per hour wind gusts. Shiprock, 30 plus mile per hour wind gusts. So the backdoor front, the Pacific front will combine and produce even stronger winds with the East Canyon wind dominating Albuquerque. That backdoor front will move through Albuquerque with 40 plus mile per hour wind gusts and even gusty winds moving through southern New Mexico later today. Now we're going to be dealing with only a very sporadic rain activity in the northern mountains, potentially the northern suburbs of Albuquerque near Socorro. I doubt we'll get any raindrops today in Albuquerque. Rain, wet snow developing in the Raton Pass overnight, slippery travel and some chilly rain activity near Socorro with the low pressure combining through tomorrow, producing mostly high elevation, chilly rain and wet snow activity. A cooler day on Thursday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon. Widespread high 40s, 50s and 60s for high temperatures. Then a weekend storm will come on through, approaching the Four Corners. I think it'll be taking more of a northerly trek. Either way, mild weather before the storm system on Saturday. And again, more of a northerly trek, meaning not much precipitation in the land of enchantment with drier weather, windier weather. But there's still that slight possibility it takes more of a southerly track with cooler weather and more moisture. But places like Durango, I do think we are going to cool off. After a warmer trend on Friday and Saturday, we cool off with wet and wintry weather Sunday and Monday. Alamosa, you guys are included on that with some much needed snow in Wolf Creek and Purgatory and Farmington to the south. Blowing dust that elevate to critical fire threats today with some of those stronger winds come out to the south. Still very mild today, even near 80 to our friends in Las Cruces, but you're going to cool off considerably tomorrow before we warm back up Friday. Places like Cloudcroft, still mild before that cold front as well as Ruidoso, but Clovis, you're already starting to feel the effects of that cold front with some patchy blowing dust with that cold front this morning. Clayton, Mora, and Santa Rosa highs in the high 40s and 50s. We'll start to rebound briefly this weekend before the next system. Angel Fire, maybe a bit wet and wintry If any snow falls, not much accumulations because of even mild air relatively with the storm system in the Enchanted Circle. Santa Fe still pretty mild near the low 60s. Moriarty, Tejeda, Cedar Crest, some passing clouds, maybe some drizzle. And from the north to south valley of Albuquerque, at best in the foothills, some very light raindrops to the south. Temperatures still reaching near 70 degrees in Berlin. Below 60 degrees tomorrow in Albuquerque with near freezing morning temperatures. We warm up Friday and Saturday. And again, I think we'll see more of a northerly trek in the storm system. So we'll see the drier weather, the windy weather, the dust. Maybe, though, some much needed precipitation in other parts of New Mexico.
Dry wind and dust, everything my throat didn't want to hear.
Yeah, it is spring after all in terms of what we are feeling like. It actually is winter.
There you go. All right, thanks a lot, Ryan.